And with the time that's been loaned unto me, I want to attack the text and preach just for a few moments. I want to preach, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm not there yet. 145 years of service to the community in the name of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Is a noteworthy accomplishment.
Amen.
The reality is most people cannot stay in the same room for 145 minutes.
Come on, preacher.
But to think that you have come to this hollow ground for 145 years to lift high the name of Jesus is significant.
Yes, it is.
And the only reason that you have been able to sustain this life for so long together as a community is because of the grace of the Lord.
Amen. Yes.
Because one thing that I would suggest to you is that where you are is only because God has been kind and merciful.
Yes.
Because none of us deserve to be where we are.
Amen.
That even on your best day, in your best suit, with your best hat on, you don't deserve to be where you are. But you are only where you are because there was and is a God that is always looking out for your best interest.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how messed up you've been. Because one thing that I'm sure that you will agree to is that the church of the living God is not a place for the perfect.
No, sir.
And one thing that I believe it must be said in no uncertain terms is that the church attendance does not change your issues. Because whatever issues you had before you joined the church, you're going to have them when you start coming to church. Don't talk slow down. That if you had a problem with your tongue before, you're still going to have issues after you come into the house. Because the reality is that the church of the living God is not a place where perfect people hang out. But one thing that makes me different because I go to church than other people in the world is that as a Christian, as a child of God, I am committed to progress. Look at somebody and say progress. Which means that I know that I'm not where I am supposed to be, but I don't get settled where I am. Because the reality is that even if I'm not there today, I ought to be making moves trying to get there. Because understand here that the only thing that we need to keep in mind is that the church is a place where people can get closer to their God. Because the reality is I am not with God because I've dotted every I, not because I've crossed every T, not because I did everything I was supposed to, but I am with God because I know that if I hang on to Him, that He will point me in the right direction. And that's the reason why pride is such an offense to God. Because He understands and He recognizes that even as we are, we were never designed to get there on our own. That the thing that God cannot stand is when you straighten up your back and where you start looking at everybody up and down as if you always had it together. When in reality, the truth is, if folk really knew your story, if they really understood what you did before you started wearing these suits and ties and stockings and high heel shoes, and that if folk knew what you used to do and what you still do when you get a chance to do it, folk really would not even be listening to you. But you want to thank God that God is a God that will look beyond the mess of your today and will look beyond the mistakes you made yesterday and will look beyond the mistakes you made tomorrow afternoon and still gives you another chance. Because what you understand is that when you are a child of God, you don't come to God with pride, you come to God with humility. You walk up in the house of God saying, Lord, you didn't have to do it, but I'm glad you did. You didn't have to give me another chance, but I'm glad you did. Lord, you didn't have to wake me up this morning, but I'm glad you did. God, you did not have to give me my health and strength, but I'm glad you did. And I wonder, am I talking to anybody over in Carvers Street who can say, preacher, you ain't got to go no further. Because when I look back at my life, I know that I ain't done right, but I can give God the glory that I'm glad that He did one more time. See, the scripture says that when pride comes, then shame comes. Because you understand when you take this attitude with God that you got it made in the shade, God then pulls back the cover and lets folks see your business. Because He wants them to understand you ain't as good as you think you are. Stories told about the peacock. Peacock has beautiful plumage, beautiful feathers, but it's got the ugliest set of feet you ever want to see. Because the reality is, God designed it so no matter how good you think you are, you need some balance in your life. And every once in a while, you have to remind yourself, you ain't as good as you think you are. I got a good degree, got a good job, driving a nice car, but I can still get ugly when I need to because God has to keep me on. And that's why we are in the right place. We're in a good place because when you know how messed up you are, and when you don't treat other people ugly, Lord have mercy here. That when you know how messed up you are, you learn to cheer for one another. You learn to be there and support one another. You learn to be there to help lift up other people. When you know how messed up you are, you don't judge other people. Which is why, as a child of God, that's why we come to the house of God. We don't come here because we got it all together. We come here because we know that if it had not been for the Lord, I got to help us see that when it was on our side, if it was not for His mercy and His favor, we would be lost on our way to hell. But we thank God that He has put us in this house together where we can support and lift up one another. that I see here in the text.
Yeah.
Because here in Luke chapter 11, something interesting is happening. Because there is a situation occurring that deserves our attention. Jesus already mentioned by this time that his house is to be a house of prayer. Because you understand, it doesn't make any sense to come here and not get in touch with God. Lean in. That the reality is that your church ought to be a place of prayer. And if your church is about anything beyond prayer, then maybe you don't have a church.
That's right. My Lord. That's right.
But because the church is not supposed to be a place of politics. Where people try their best to get on top of other folk.
Come on now.
It should not be a place of performance where people just get up in front of other folk and try to throw off and make themselves look to be real big when they're really not that big at all. It ought not to be a place where people come in and try to persuade a crowd to do what they want to do because they don't want to do what the Lord says do. If anything, the church ought to be a place of prayer. Look at somebody and say prayer. And that means that the church of the living God ought to be a place where folk come together, commune together, and call on the name of the Lord together. Because one thing we find out about Jesus is that Jesus was a man of prayer.
Oh, yes, you were.
He was a man of prayer. Jesus was a man of prayer. And that's significant because it is sad when the church of God is about everything other than what Jesus was about. That's right. How can you be a follower of Jesus and you don't pray? How can you lead someone in the house of God and don't pray? How can you call yourself a disciple of Jesus and you don't pray? Because Jesus was often in prayer. He was in prayer at the baptism. He was in prayer when he was in the wilderness. He was in prayer before he appointed the apostles. He was in prayer for Simon when he was about to go crazy. He was in prayer before he was betrayed. He even prayed from the cross because Jesus understood that there's never a moment in the life of the believer where you ought not to be in touch with your Father. Because the truth is, you and I will get out of sorts if we don't pray. I'll do that again because you didn't hear what I just said to you. We will get out of sorts if we don't pray. If we don't have a connection with God and have the Holy Spirit at work in us, believe me when I tell you, we will get out of sorts with one another. You will have folk trying to fight and people wanting to cut one another and people want to go get their gun. You will have all kinds of foolishness happen when we don't pray unto the Lord.
You got it.
And so here, Jesus is finishing up praying.
Yes.
And a disciple asked him, teach us to pray. I want to dig into that because it's interesting that the disciple asked Jesus, teach me to pray.
He's paying attention.
So I want to deal with that because the disciple was trying to show Jesus, yeah, I follow you. But I can be honest to let you know I'm not there yet. Let me show you that in the text. When you tell people I'm not there yet. It means, number one, that you ought to lean on the Lord's authority. Look at somebody and say, lean on the Lord. Because one thing that we can testify to the fact that there is an authority in the name of Jesus that we don't have on our own. See, when they call your name, nothing happens. But when they call the name Jesus,
All right.
things start to move.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, cancer dries up at the name of Jesus. Bills get paid at the name of Jesus. Yeah. See, children come back home at the name of Jesus. Doors are opened at the name of Jesus. Demons tremble at the very name of Jesus. See, when you call the name of Jesus, there's power released in your life. That's why I don't understand how is it that folk can come in the church and they can get excited about cars and get excited about clothes and get excited about position, but you say the name Jesus and they don't ever say nothing. I don't understand how is it that they can come in the church and then they say Jesus and they say that you look like you're crazy. But if you say about money, they're ready to run and jump and flip all around the church. But baby, do you not understand? The only name that means anything up in here is the name of Jesus. Do you not understand that everything you need is locked up in the name of Jesus? Do you not understand that at the name of Jesus, the whole world is moved by the word of his power?
Hallelujah.
And so here, the disciple says he first calls him Lord. Because he wanted him to understand, look, I recognize there's something special about you. Yeah. And I tell you something. One thing grandmother and granddaddy understood, didn't have a whole lot of education, but they understood there was something special about the name of Jesus. Yes, God. That there was just something special about it. That they did not have a whole lot of fancy degrees, didn't know Hebrew, didn't know Greek. They could not go and tell you about all these different types of criticism in the Bible. But what they could do was tell you that Jesus' name was a name that was like none other. They wrote the song that said, kings and kingdoms shall all pass away. But there's something about the name of Jesus. And woe be unto us if we get so highfalutin and we get so educated and we get so blessed now that the name of Jesus don't register in our hearts. Woe be unto us if we just take his name as common and do not treat his name with respect because there's something about his name.
That's right. Amen.
And here, the disciple said, look, there's something special about you. He says, and I don't want to impress people in public when I don't respect you in private.
I like that.
But because it doesn't make sense to call him Lord in here.
Yeah.
And you treat him like a nobody out there.
Come on, preacher.
Lord, you better hear me when I talk to you. It doesn't make no sense to bend your knees at the altar in here. For all of us in here. When in reality, you don't ever bend your knees nowhere else. It don't make sense for you to call him in here, but you ain't calling him all week long.
All right. Come on, preacher. Thank you, Lord.
You ought to make sure that you're leaning on his power.
Amen.
Number two, beloved, you also realize when you say I'm not there yet, it also means that you are learning how to follow him.
Amen.
Look at somebody and say, you got to learn how to follow.
How to follow.
You gotta crawl before you walk.
Yes, sir. Because the text says here,
Thank you, Lord.
text says, Lord, then he goes on to say, teach.
Right.
Stop right there. Because notice here, here's the beautiful part of the text. Teach me. Because I understand there are some areas in my life where I'm not there yet.
Amen.
And now there's some places I'm good.
Right.
But there's some things I can check off. I'm good with that, or I'm good with that, I'm okay with this. But there's still some areas in my life where I'm saying, Lord, teach me. Teach me. Teach me. Because none of us in here would make A's in all your subjects.
Come on, preacher. Amen. Right.
See, all of us, some of us, all of us, everybody got some areas we need tutoring in.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Now your area may not be mine. And my area may not be yours. But if you look down your life, you can testify, I got some areas too. Which is why, as a consequence, you don't judge other people and try to make them feel bad for their areas. When you got areas of your own. Because notice here, he says, Lord, teach me. Because I realize I can't do this on my own. And see, that's the thing that we oftentimes have issue with. We oftentimes have issue admitting, Lord, I can't do this without you. See, we like getting grown, like getting to that place in our lives where we feel like we can do it on our own. But realize you were never designed to do it on your own. God knew when he put you together, you were going to need his help. And the moment that you feel like you can do it without the Lord is when you already gone wrong. Because notice here, he says, Lord, teach me. Because, Lord, not only do I want you to tell me what to say, but I don't even know how to ask for what I need. Because notice here, the word there means that we don't know what we need to ask for. But the Spirit of God makes intercession for us.
Oh, yes.
And see, when you're learning to follow, you realize that sometimes you can't say the words because you don't know the words to say.
Amen.
But sometimes you might have a song that comes to your mouth.
Yeah.
Might be a melody that you're humming while you're in there washing the dishes. It may be sometime where you don't even know the scripture, but something will come to your mind and you just call out to the name of God and God hears you where you are. Because notice here, any real disciple says to the Lord, Lord, let me follow your example. Because I want to make sure that I lean on you. Because I tried leaning on other folk. That didn't work out too good. I leaned on some folk in my church. That didn't work out too good. I leaned on some folk in my job. That didn't work out too good. I leaned on some folk in my very same last name. And that didn't work out too good. But I found if I lean on Jesus, he won't let me fall. Look at your neighbor and say, he won't let you fall. And number 3, you have to lean on his authority. You have to learn how to follow him. But lastly, when you tell people I'm not there yet, it is because you are living in the right position. Look at somebody and say, get in the right position. Get in the right position. Because notice here, he said, Lord, teach us. to pray. Because the proper posture when it comes to God is not you thinking you run anything. I was in class the other day, and this student of mine went up to my sink and turned it on. Now, most people would not think much of that. She was probably washing her hands or something of that nature. But I looked at her and I said, "Dear, what are you doing?" She said, "I'm turning the sink on." I said, "Why are you doing that?" "I don't know." I said, "Dear, do you not realize that in my room, I've already told you, you don't turn on my sinks without my permission?" Right. Because it seems very minor to you. Yeah. But when I have 7 sinks in the classroom, right, I don't need you fiddling around with stuff I don't need you to touch. Right. And sometimes God had to treat us the very same way. Yeah. Because it may not seem like a big deal to you, but it's not your sin.
Come on, preacher. Come on, preacher.
And the design is there are certain parameters in place for your safety. Yes, sir. And if you go outside of that, there are other things that can ensue because of it. Because see, what she did not realize is that every sink doesn't drain properly. And she may have gone to the wrong sink and have created more of a mess than she needed to. God, help me up in here. Because you understand that with God, sometimes he tells you to stay away and don't get involved with that. Not because he's trying to limit your life, but he's looking out for your best interest. Amen. And so here, you live in a posture where you realize he's in control. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which means that if I am going to do anything, I want to make sure I have his approval. Amen. Because notice here, he goes on to tell the disciples, and when you pray, pray, our Father, who art in heaven. Because the reality is we are all children away from home. Hallowed be thy name. Because we are all designed to be worshipers. He then goes on to say, thy kingdom come, because we understand that we are subject to the will of the Lord. He then says, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, because we are supposed to be servants of his. He then says, give us this day, because we are nothing but beggars looking to the Lord to provide for us and to forgive us of our debts, because we all realize we messed up somewhere along the way. And lead us not into temptation, because we are nothing but a sinner that's saved by grace, and temptation is all around us. But the good shout is that yours is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever, because every child of God ought to be a praiser. Because when you recognize that God has been looking out for you and been taking good care of you, you can't help but open up your mouth and give God the glory. Because even when I'm not there yet, he's still looking out for me. Look at your neighbor and say, he's still looking out for me. So learn to be grateful wherever you are. Yes, yes. Because the church of the living God is made up of all types of people. Amen. All of us in here need the Lord, and that's why we are in good company.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That way, when you call on the name of the Lord, I'm calling on the name of the Lord with you. When you go to shout and giving God glory, I'm going to shout with you. Because the reality is, we all need a touch from the Lord. Because no matter how good you look, the reality is none of us are there yet. God bless you and may heaven smile upon you.
Let the church say amen. Amen. Say amen again. Amen. One more time for the Holy Ghost. Amen. Thank you. What a marvelous revelation. Thank you, Lord. And we all are the same. Because we all are the same. Amen. Somebody came in here looking for an answer. Yes. Looking for a word to help us with some situation or condition that we find ourselves in. Yeah. And because of this word, because none of us are all the way there yet, that's right. We're going to open the altar. The first call is perhaps there's some